Okay, let's meet turmeric. Curcuma longa. Longa refers to the long roots, but actually this technically isn't a root, it's a rhizome. Same thing with ginger, we use the rhizome, not the root, but we call it the root. And it's actually technically an extension of the stem of the plant that goes slightly underground and then spreads the plant. So yeah, these turmeric rhizomes, they started showing up in the store. Now you might not be able to get it fresh where you are, and if you can't, that's fine. You know, you definitely can get it powdered. You know, you can buy curry powder or turmeric powder, you know, in most places. Now the thing is that if you buy the fresh root and you use it, great. But if it sits around, it kind of turns into a rock. Ow. You're not going to go, oh yeah, it's dried, and then I'm going to, you know, you need a buzzsaw. You can grate this, but it's really hard. So if you find that you're not using the fresh root, what you can do is you can actually chop it up yourself and dry it yourself. So if you see, you can just kind of slice off little pieces, and you know, you can just chop them up and lay it out, and just lay it out on a screen or like this, and just let it dry. So here's some that just give you an idea. Here's some that I've chopped and let dry. And so you can see these are the different forms. This is home dried, or you can buy it already powdered like this, right? Yeah, but they're hard. This root gets hard, right? So there, you can use it any one of these ways interchangeably. Now this herb, it's dry, it's astringent, it's heating, it's light and dry. Like when you smell this, you know, it's got a little bit of a fruity smell, but when you feel it, it's like, it's pungent, it has a drying kind of scratchy feel to it, right? And when you taste it, you know, it's got kind of like a musty, rooty, it's dry, it's light, it's acrid, bitter, definitely bitter. Oh my God. So yeah, it's not like, woo. Yep, it's strong, right? So let's see what one of my teachers, Dr. Ladd, says about turmeric, the yoga of herbs. And he says, turmeric is an excellent natural antibiotic. It strengthens digestion. Oh my gosh, it's so drying my tongue that I can hardly talk. It just sucks all the saliva out of your mouth. I'm gonna have to get a drink of water. So it's it's an excellent natural antibiotic, while at the same time it strengthens digestion and helps improve intestinal flora. Turmeric gives the energy of the Divine Mother and grants prosperity. I love that. Turmeric promotes proper metabolism in the body, and externally it is great for sprains, strains, bruises, or itches, and it's tonic to the skin. Yeah, we don't usually think of it as being tonic to the skin. So turmeric, it's one of those herbs that through popularity is sometimes misused. And so you read like, oh, countries that have regular use of turmeric in their diet have lower cardiovascular disease. Like, oh, it's anti-inflammatory. It helps with arthritis. It helps with cardiovascular disease. So we have this tendency to want to turn everything into 2 pills that we take 3 times a day. You know, I mean, we do that with our food, really. You know, it's like, I want tomatoes all year long, or I want strawberries all year. But the chemicals and the pesticides and what it takes to put those strawberries or tomatoes on your table all year, you actually don't really want that. It takes a lot. And, you know, it's the same thing with our herbs. It's like we've lost touch with eating seasonally. And, you know, there's just this tendency to pigeonhole our herbs into the same thing. And, you know, like eating seasonally, there's not one set way. Like you eat this vegetable from June 21st to July 22nd. Actually, every year is different. And you don't eat carrots every day because you heard they're good for your eyes or your skin starts to turn orange. I've seen that happen, you know, but it's like it's like, how do you do it if you don't have a feel for it, right? And if you want to take turmeric therapeutically, I say, 3 or 4 weeks if you want to take it more intensely. But if someone is already really dry, I mean, this is a dry herb. If you're dry and skinny and cold and you start taking turmeric every day in therapeutic doses, I mean, even in 2 weeks, it could make you not feel that well, right? So it's not meant to be taken that way. That's why, if you're unsure why this use of food and condiments is a safe way that you can trust and you can spend the time getting to know and feel confident, right? Turmeric's one of those spices that has amazing, amazing benefits, but you're not supposed to drink it every night. Like, I don't know, do you drink chocolate milk every night? I don't know, maybe. But it's being touted for this particular thing in the marketplace. And so it pigeonholes it into a commercial use. And that's not really how it benefits us the most. I mean, and it has a few contraindications, but the main problem that I've been seeing with turmeric is when we take it from its tradition of being a flavoring and a spice and a condiment into a supplement that we take constantly. And that's when, it can just not feel that great to take it. And what does that look like? It's different for everybody. It's not going to kill you, right? And it's very bitter. And as we get into the modules, I'm going to take you down a little journey and help you understand the bitter flavor and how the bitter flavor helps us. But too much bitter is also very drying. And people are, they're starting to take bitters and turmeric all the time, all year. That's not what it's for. It's a drying herb. So little bits. And if you want to take some of it for some of the other applications for allergies and arthritis that we're talking about you take it for a few weeks, you give it a break. Take it for 3 weeks after you sprained your ankle or after an arthritic flare-up, but or drink it for a couple weeks going into allergy season, right? And then just go back and go back to the simples. The simple, letting your food be your medicine, right? And so you don't want to overuse it. And especially if you have chronic arthritis or in one of these chronic situations, it is so critical that you get that holistic one-on-one support that I talk about repeatedly and get to the bottom and not just throw turmeric at everything that's inflamed, right? So it's a mindset shift, and it's good for us. We put it into context. And again, turmeric has become a marketplace supplement for pain. And so then I've run into people just taking if it's good for pain, I'm going to take it every day. And I'm going to take it for extended periods of time. And then, if it's good, I'm just going to take it preventively, right? So more is not better, right? And you don't just continue to take it. What you want to do is get to the bottom of what's going on, take it for a little period of time. And we don't want to keep narrowing an herb's use into one famous commercial application, right? It's not how it was intended to be used. So let's talk about the contraindications. So let's not forget the most obvious problem is that turmeric is yellow. And I mean very yellow. So look at my, old stained board here. And if you're going to make turmeric-based home remedies, expect to spend some time cleaning afterwards. Actually, this will never become clean. This is just my turmeric board, right? So preparations of turmeric impart a vivid yellow hue that can stain skin, fabric, clothing, countertops. Oh, you should see my wooden spoons, my wooden utensils. I have a set of yellow wooden spoons, right? So if you really don't want the yellow, wear latex gloves. Otherwise, by the end of this day, my hands are already yellow. And it takes a couple days, right? So you will turn yellow, and if that's a problem, I've had some people get very upset about the amount of yellow, right? So yeah, and your counters, if you have a wooden countertop, yeah. It's also contraindicated in pregnancy, breastfeeding. It's too drying for that. It's also too bitter. It's also contraindicated if you have anything really going on with your gallbladder, like bile obstruction, or anything that's overheated, like ulcers, or if you're prone to kidney stones, gallstones, all of those things, the turmeric can push that, and you want to be working one-on-one with someone if you want to take it therapeutically, but it's okay to take it in this food condiment way, the traditional way. And, you know, in the way that turmeric is used in traditional diets is little bits throughout the day, up to a teaspoon a day, up to a teaspoon a day. But if you've got something really inflamed and ulcerative and you start taking a bunch of bitter, dry turmeric, it could exacerbate it, right? So you don't take it when you're near getting ready for surgery. It can alter the absorption rate of your medications, like all of these herbs and spices do. And yeah, your turmeric activates, it's bitter. It really activates everything that it takes to digest your food. So it's strong. And again, it's meant to be eaten a little bit with meals, up to a teaspoon a day, right? Yeah, so, you know, nutritionally, turmeric supports your absorption of vitamins and minerals, and it actually helps heal the gastrointestinal tract. It supports the gastrointestinal tract. It has iron, magnesium, selenium, some vitamin C and zinc. So again, it just adds that little bit of extra nutrition to your food. And yeah, it has a lot of different actions. And so your turmeric is, well, first of all, we know it's anti-inflammatory, right? It's anti-inflammatory. And it is, oh, it's also just an amazing vulnerary. It heals the skin. And it is a hemostat. It stops you from bleeding. It's an expectorant. It is a decongestant. It is also antioxidant, right? It's incredibly antiseptic. It's amazingly antiseptic. So yeah, let's see, what else? I think it's definitely also a circulatory stimulant, you know? It helps the dispersal of nutrition throughout the body and increases blood flow, helps eliminate stagnation. And did I say, yeah, so that's good. Let's get started with turmeric.